Right, Flex Not Bendy number 19. I have some really good quad stretches for you. We haven't done quads this month, so I'm going to give you 3 different ways or 3 different stretches that you can do depending on what it is you're doing or the timing of it. So the first one we're going to do is something that you've probably seen before. We're just going to tweak it a little bit. Okay, so most of the time you've seen this quick and dirty stretch of doing a quad stretch standing, where you're grabbing the same side arm and the same side leg. Okay, we're going to switch that up and have a cross hold. So it would be opposite hand and opposite foot that you grab. Okay, couple of benefits to this. There's a tendency if you're grabbing the same side, and you can always take it to the wall, okay, for support, either facing or to the side or holding on to something, okay? This one, if you tend to just grab the same side and the same working leg, one of the things you'll notice right from the get-go, there's a tendency to start out in this open knee position, and then you have to remember to bring the knees together, okay? The other tendency with this is that people try to get this stretch to go further and lean forward, and you're not really changing the stretch at all. All you're doing is changing your angle of the chest. That's it, okay? So if you do the cross hold, look what happens, right? Immediately you start out in this closed knee position, so you don't have to then correct that, okay? Then you also, if you were to bend here, it just feels awkward, okay? So it will take out the tendency to bend forward. So you could just focus on once you've got your ankle hold, or the top of your foot, then you could just focus on squeezing that standing leg glute and being tall, and just extending, making sure you're fully extended through the hip flexor down the quads on both legs, okay? So that's your quick and dirty stretch post-workout. For example, if you just want to make sure you at least hit your quad stretch really quickly, 30 seconds on each side. Second one is much more dynamic, and it could be a little bit more challenging, but you could use it as an actual warm-up drill, okay? Because it's going to hit your shoulders and get your heart rate up. And it's a lot more intensive, but it feels wonderful in a different way. So, and there's a couple ways that you could do this. We could end up alternating the leg, or we could stay on the same side, okay? So I'm going to show you staying on the same side. One leg is bent. The bent leg is the working leg. So you take the opposite hand to support yourself behind you, fingers pointed back or forward, whatever is comfortable for your elbow position, remember. So for most people, it will be back. For me, I tend to go forward. So what you're going to do, this leg is going to do whatever is comfortable to help you balance. It's the bent leg quad that's going to work. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to come off. You're going to lift your pelvis off, okay? So right here, we're going to have an engagement of that working leg glute. Then we're going to rock forward onto the foot, straight forward, driving this knee straight forward. And right here, at the end of that stretch is, at the end of that movement is where you're going to feel this stretch. So I am coming off the foot to the top of that working leg foot. Okay, I don't know, hopefully you can see that. And driving that knee straight forward and down, kind of resting onto the heels, okay? You shouldn't feel any strain on your knees. If you don't feel strain on your knees just here, you shouldn't feel stretch driving forward, because you're keeping that knee in the same angle. All you're doing is coming off and changing that angle in relation to the floor. That's it. All right, so if you wanted to stay on the same side and keep stretching the same side for about 8 reps, okay? And come back. You can set down, touch your bum down for a second, okay? one side at a time, or you could switch, okay? So it'll be a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more fluid, okay? So come up and switch. Okay, that way, okay? So that was number 2. Number 3 is one where you could do just laying down on the floor, nice and easy. So as long as you're not completely doing that completely cold, this is just something that you can incorporate as a nice and easy part of your flexibility routine. Okay, that's where we're just laying on the side to support your forearm, your head. Excuse me, with your forearm. So the big kind of key here is that the bottom leg is bent forward ahead of your torso. The top leg, which is the working leg, is the one that we're going to stretch. And in this case, we are doing same side, okay? So, but just as when we're standing, try not to have this knee up. Try to let the gravity keep that knee down, okay? Engage your core, relax your upper body, and just hold this as a gentle, static hold. Okay? Roll that shoulder back and down, okay? And you can keep pressing the heel into the butt, okay? And see if you could actually lengthen through your torso all the way down your hip flexors. Okay, so again, this is not bringing it back here, all right? Okay, this is more of a straight body line here as well, but you are free to experiment and figure out where you best feel the stretch without compromising anything else, right? Without, you should be able to control your core. You should be able to stay relaxed on your upper body on both sides, the bottom side as well as the top side. So you can play around with that one, but that's a third option. All right, so I think that's the only quad one I'm going to show you. We don't have that many posts left. We're going to have 2 flows that are going to come up and a couple of pancake related drills, and I think like 3 more posts. That's going to be it. All right,